Hi guys, this is Ebony and welcome back. In this video I'm going to be just sharing with you all my hair journey, and I'm going to start this journey from the very beginning, back in childhood, and then I'm going to kind of show you a bunch of pictures all the way up until present day right now. So this first picture that you're looking at is me as a child, and the reason why I included this picture is because I was bald-headed up until the age of 2. So I actually didn't grow enough hair to even make a ponytail until I was 2 years old. And then when I finally got a ponytail on top, my sister came along and cut it off. So then I was bald again. But I don't know why, but I was bald. And in this picture I'm probably about 1.5, maybe almost 2. And you really can't see the hair, but I'm bald. And then this next picture that you see is actually age 5. This was my kindergarten school picture, and my hair was natural, and it was pressed with one of those pressing combs that you put on the stove, and then you hold your ear down and pray that your ear doesn't get burnt to a crisp. But my stepmother used to press my hair, and then for special occasions like this picture day, she would just set it on some rollers, and then take the rollers out, and voila, you have Shirley Temple curls. Okay, so the next picture kind of jumps a few years. This is actually in 7th grade, I believe, middle school. I probably was about maybe about 12 years old. I got my first relaxer when I was in the 4th grade. So by 7th grade, my stepmom was really still taking care of my hair. She kind of transitioned the care of my hair over to myself at this point. So this is when I really started taking care of my own hair. But in the 7th grade, my hair was very long. And once again, you can't really tell in this picture, but my hair was pretty much down my back. And it was very healthy. And it was the result of years of my stepmother meticulously caring for my hair and really doing a great job with that. And then at this point in time, I started doing my own hair, and that's when all of the damage happened. So fast forward to the next picture. This is high school. I probably was about 16 in this picture, and you can see my hair broke off up to my ears. So between 7th grade and this picture, I was doing all kinds of styles that I would see my friends with. I was using all kinds of products. I was using curling irons. I was using spritz, that spritz that makes your hair hard. And I would spritz my hair, and then I would curl it with the curling iron, and I would just listen to it sizzle, and then I would have these hard curls that would last all day. And then in the evening I would come home and comb it out, and eventually my hair just got shorter and shorter and shorter. And I knew nothing about moisturizing my hair. I knew nothing about sealing the moisture in. I knew nothing about caring for my hair. So my hair just got shorter. And this snapshot that you see right here is just a picture of how I wore my hair for senior pictures. And as you can see, it's barely even at my chin. My hair just got so short. And as you can see in the next picture, I began to wear phony ponytails because my hair had gotten to a point that it was so short that I couldn't even pull it up into a ponytail. So I began wearing phony ponytails to kind of get a decent hairstyle. And look at them baby hairs. Ain't that a shame? Like, I slicked those baby hairs down like nobody's business. That is a shame. So that picture that you're seeing right here is probably about age 19. Okay, and then when I don't remember my age. It was October of 2003. I went in the bathroom and I cut all of my hair off. I just got rid of it. I got tired of the relaxer. I got tired of the breakage. I got tired of having to style it and having to deal with it and all the problems that came along with trying to maintain it. And I had this friend that I had just met, and her hair was natural, and her hair was gorgeous, just beautiful natural hair. And she was the first person I really had ever seen my age with natural hair. Because when in high school, I would say if not all of the girls, 99% of the girls were relaxed. So I rarely ever saw anybody with natural hair. So this was back in 2003. Way different from 2013. 2013, you can walk into Walmart and you can see multiple women with natural hair. back in 2003, there weren't as many. So when I met my friend and I saw her hair and it was so beautiful and I love the styles that she did, I decided to go natural. So I went in the bathroom and I cut off all my hair and I wore hats for probably about a week because I was kind of afraid of how people would see me. I was kind of afraid. I think I looked like a boy, and I probably did because of the build of my body. But you know, eventually I let the hats go and I decided to rock it, and I started to really like it. So my hair started to grow out a little bit and I could do like finger coils, and that's what you see in this picture. These are just finger coils with a little bit of some type of gel like product. I don't remember exactly what I used, but it was something that would allow my hair to set when it's wet, so when it dries those finger coils would last a long time. So my hair continued to grow out, and this picture right here is age 21. It's when I had my first daughter, and my hair, I looked a hot mess. You know, I must admit, in this picture I looked a hot mess, and my hair was in that in-between stage where it was not really short enough to really rock and enjoy and love it in all of its short glory, but it was not long enough where I could really style it to make it look awesome. It was in that in-between stage, and I don't know if anyone who is natural has ever experienced that in-between stage where it's too short to really do some styles, but it's too long to really do other styles, and you just gotta try to figure it out. Well, that's the stage that my hair was in right here. And as you can see, I tried to do some flat twists at the front and pull it up in a puff, but my puff was just so small and it was just horrid. But anyway, moving on. So then I got a hold of hair dye, and I dyed my hair this auburn color. In this picture it looks more brown, but it was definitely auburn in real life, or definitely in better lighting. It was an auburn type red color, and it was very pretty, and I loved it. I loved the way it looked with my skin tone, and I love the way my roots were kind of a little bit darker than the ends of my hair. It looked real pretty, especially if I twisted my hair up. And you can really see my curl pattern right here. This is my natural curl pattern. It's very it's kinky, but it definitely has some curl to it. I don't know what you call it, but I really enjoy being natural. Yes, I am relaxed again, and I have my reasons for that. But I really enjoyed my curl pattern, and I really enjoyed being natural. And here's another picture of my curl pattern, and as you can see, it's just weird. Like, you can see some small curls on the end, you can see some bigger curls, you can see some chunky kinks. I mean, it's different and it's gorgeous, and I don't see like all of my daughters, none of them have a curl pattern like this. My son's hair is actually a looser curl pattern than mine. My daughter's hair, my daughters have a tighter curl pattern than mine. It's just like curl patterns to me are almost as unique as fingerprints. Like, they differ so much from person to person. So anyway, here is a frohawk that I just slicked up, and I thought it was pretty cool at the time. This probably was about 2004, 2005-ish. So at that time I thought it was pretty cool. I probably would not wear that right now, but at the time I thought it was pretty cool. And a lot of times I wore my hair like this, where I would just clip the front of the hair out of my face and I would leave the back loose. So it looked kind of like a puff, or what you would get if you were to put a headband on your head. And I wore my hair like that a lot. Sometimes I would pull it all up into a puff and I would wear it like that. But that kind of put a lot of stress on my edges. So I wanted to wear it more so in the style you saw just before this one, so that it wasn't pulling on my edges so much. It was loose all around except for being clipped in the front. Sometimes I would do chunky twists. I liked the way the twist looked with the hair color, because the ends of the twist were like that reddish color, and then the roots were darker. And then after a while the twists would get kind of old, but I would still find a way to rock them so that I wouldn't have to unravel them and do them again, because sometimes it took me a good little while to put those twists in. A couple of hours, maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how small I did them. So I wasn't into doing them as frequent as maybe they should have been done. So as they got old, I would just find ways to pin them up and make them look hot. And as you can see in this picture, I just pinned up the back and I left the twist out in the front. And then I got tired of the hair color because my hair was starting to look like ashy, and I didn't want to color it again red, so I decided to dye it black. So I went and bought the black hair dye, and at the time I bought 2 boxes because I didn't know how much I would need to fully saturate all of my hair. So this is the before picture. It was like this reddish brown black mixture, and this is the after picture. It was all black, jet black, and I loved it. At first, when looking at myself, because I had red hair for so long, I kind of felt like a witch, but after a while I started to get used to it, and I really loved it. As you can see here, this is just a puff. You can really see the waves and the curl pattern of my hair. And then this is a puff with a few twists in the front, a few flat twists, and then the puff in the back. And here are some more 2-strand twists, and of course, like I said, I always would pin them up in the back or try to do something different with them as they got old. And when my hair was natural, and even my hair right now relaxed, I'm always into trying different styles. You know, I'm not a professional hairstylist, but I definitely love to style hair, and I've been styling hair for a long time. I have quite a number of sisters, so I used to experiment on their hair when we were children, and now I have 3 daughters, and I experiment on their hair and I experiment on my own hair. Okay, so this picture just shows some of the twists I did in the front. Another afro puff, another afro puff. And at this point, I think this was probably about 2007. 2007, no, this was actually early 2008. I decided to go ahead and relax my hair again. And the decision to relax my hair is just because I got bored with my natural hair. Yes, I styled my natural hair. Yes, I did tons of things with it. I dyed it, I styled it, I twisted it, I set it on rollers. One thing I never did is I never flat ironed my hair, and I never wore it straight when it was natural. I always wore it in its curly state in some form or fashion. But at this point, I just got tired of my natural hair. I had been wearing it like that from 2003 to 2008, so about 5 years, give or take. And I was just ready for something different, and I was missing some of the relaxed looks that I used to wear. So I relaxed my hair. When I relaxed my hair, it was all uneven, so I cut it into this bob. I actually cut it myself into this bob, and I was feeling it, and the bob started to grow out, and it grew out a little bit more, and it kept growing, and then it started breaking. That seems to be an inevitable pattern with relaxing my hair. You know, it grows, it breaks, it grows, it breaks. So still at this point, I had no idea about hair care. I had no idea about keeping your hair moisturized and deep conditioned and all of that stuff. I had no idea. I hadn't gotten into YouTube at this point. I hadn't been on hair blogs and things like that where I had all of this information being given to me. So I still was going by the old ways that I used to do in high school. A little bit better though, because in high school I really took my hair through the ringer. Like, I really did some damage. But at this point I was still going through my old ways, and so I had to cut my hair. So I cut it in this picture, as you see, and I would wear it pulled back into a bun sometimes, and I got bored, so I cut me some bangs, and then I got tired of the bangs, so I had to slick the bangs back. But my hair kept growing, and then sometimes I would cornrow it and put it under a hat, and then sometimes I would just wear it down like a wrap, and kind of stayed at my shoulders. It would grow, I would cut it, it would grow, I would cut it, and it always seemed to kind of make its way back to my shoulders and stop. So then at this point I decided, that's when I really started getting information off the internet about how to take care of my hair. And I really started putting in the time and the effort to deep condition and keep my hair moisturized and tie it up at night, and all of the wonderful things that you learn via other wonderful women on the internet. And my hair started to grow again, and it grew. And by 2011, when I gave birth to my youngest daughter, as you can see, this is a picture of me from the back. And my hair is so shiny and so healthy, and it's growing and it's getting longer. And then this picture is 2012, and my hair was really getting long, and it was healthy, and I really liked the way it looked. But for some reason I decided to go back to the hair dye. For some reason I felt like my hair was not black enough, and I dyed my hair black. And I don't know what I did. I used a regular box dye like I've always used. I don't know what I did, but that dye ate through my hair. And when it was done, my hair was black, which you can't really tell in this picture because of the lighting. But my hair was definitely black, but it was like half as thick as it was before. It's like that dye just ate through my hair. So I was kind of sad about that, because all of the work that I had been putting in and the growth that I had seen, I was gonna have to start cutting my hair because I had to get rid of the damage. Like my hair, my ends didn't seem damaged, my hair just seemed a lot thinner than it was before. So I cut it off. I cut about maybe like 3 inches off one time, another 2 inches here, another, few inches there. And this is my hair. I'm thinking this was about May 2012. Yes, May 2012. I cut it back to my shoulders. Hey, I seem to always end up at this length. And then I started just wearing protective styles. This right here is just a phony ponytail. It's not a real ponytail, it's a fake one. And I pulled a bit of my bangs out that had started to grow out to frame my face in the front. And here's another phony ponytail that I kind of pinned up. And here is my relaxer. So I believe this was August 2012. My hair started to grow. So this is the growth I got from May to August. It went from my shoulders to where it is now. And then I decided to do these beautiful cornrows in order to keep my hands out of my head and allow my hair to grow. So I did this cornrowed bun, and it was so pretty, and I wore this thing for like a month. And then I took it out and I went back to my phony ponytails. Y'all, if you don't know, I love fake ponytails. Those things were my staples. Before I got into wigs, I would wear these phony ponytails, and I love them, and I still do. And I think I'm about to put a ponytail in my hair in a couple of days. But anyway, so this is my relaxer on back in December 2012, and I actually have a video on this relaxer on my YouTube channel. And you see my hair grew a little bit more. And so I would just find ways to style it that didn't require heat. On this picture, I just actually used foam rollers, and I took them out, and this is the result. In this picture, I used a few clip-in extensions to make this updo, and I wore this to a party. Here is a braid out, the braid out again. Here is a Bantu knot out. This is the Bantu knots I did, and this is the result of the Bantu knot out. And I have all these videos on my YouTube page if you have not seen them. I have the braid out picture, the braid out video, the Bantu knot out video, the updo video. All of these videos are on my YouTube channel. And this is a style that I did after the Bantu knot out got old. I kind of just threw the curls to one side to wear for a quick hairstyle. And then I've been rocking my wigs. Here's a wig, here's a wig, here's a wig. And this is my hair on the last relaxer day video I did. That video was March the 16th, 2013 was my last relaxer. And as you can see, my hair is growing. It's getting its thickness back. I haven't been relaxing my hair bone straight. I've been leaving a little bit of texture because I tend to like the way my hair looks that way. I never flat iron my hair because I hate that bone straight, flat, limp look. Like I wear a lot of styles that require, I wear a lot of styles that give my hair a lot of volume, curls and waves and things like that. And I really hate to wear my hair straight. And you will probably, don't quote me, but you will probably never see me do like a flat iron video because I don't like the way flat iron hair looks on me. So that's my hair now, and at this point in my last relaxer video, I kind of told you guys that I was at a crossroads. My hair was frustrating me. I feel like I have to keep cutting it. I've been implementing a lot of the practices that I've learned, but the thing about relaxed hair is it is very fragile, so you have to definitely put a lot of love and care into your hair. Your hair will definitely grow and your hair can definitely be healthy, but you have to put a lot of love, care, attention, and time into your hair. Otherwise, that stuff will break off very easily. Don't get me wrong, when my hair was natural, it broke off too. I would see little curls all over my bathroom floor from my hair breaking. And the thing about it is, no matter if you're relaxed or if you're natural, if you don't know how to care for your hair will break. It will grow and it will break, and it will grow and it will break. And it doesn't matter what state your hair is in. My hair broke when it was natural. It grew, but it wasn't some extremely long lengths, and it was because I didn't know how to care for my hair. At this point, I am still learning about caring for my hair. I'm definitely not a professional. I definitely don't know everything. I'm still very open to people's advice and tips and suggestions. And if you'll notice, I never label any of my videos tutorials. Like, I like to share with you all. I like to share my ideas as far as styling my hair. I like to share with you all what I'm doing as far as caring for my hair, but I don't feel like I'm at a place where I can give tutorials and teach people, because I'm still learning. I can share things, but I don't really feel like I'm at a place where I can say, hey, this is a tutorial, this is how you do it, or this is how you care for your hair. But anyway, I know this video was long, so thank you for sticking around and watching it till the end. I might break it up into a part 1 and part 2. I don't know. I have to see after I edit the footage how long it's going to actually be. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.